Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about how to make a killing. Yes. So this movie is directed by John Patton Ford, written also by him, and this movie is rated R, has an hour and 45 minutes in it, and this movie is about basically it's Glenn Powell, his character. Let me talk about the cast real quick. So it's Glenn Powell is in this, Margaret Qualley, Jessica Henwick, Ed Harris, and Topher Grace. Right, those are the standout people that I saw in this movie that I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna mention them. But this movie is about a disowned family member, and he's disowned at birth. But basically, he comes from this wealthy family, and his name is Beckett Redfellow, and Glenn Powell plays this character, and he basically gets this chance to say, hey, maybe if I just killed all these family members from this tree of mine to get all this wealth from my grandfather. And basically, he just tries to get his inheritance from them, or from basically from his grandfather, and he is gonna kill all his relatives to get there. And this movie, it has a great balance of comedy, dark comedy, I would say, and some drama. Pretty short for a movie, an hour 45. So much happens and so much happens so quickly in this. But overall, this movie, pretty good. It was pretty fun. I had a fun time watching this movie. Honestly, Glenn Powell, he's definitely becoming a great name for himself and basically solidifying himself as a movie star, and he can definitely carry a movie on his own. What the hell is that? What the heck is that? A freaking bug was in my way. Whatever. And he definitely can, and he still has the charisma, and I truly like him as an actor. I can't wait to see him in other things. I get excited now. I'm like, well, I really like Glenn Powell a lot. Margaret Qualley, I love seeing Margaret Qualley. I think she's just a wonderful actress, and I can't wait to see her more in anything really. I pretty much seen her in a lot of what's that one director's name? It's like Yorgos something, but I always see her in that. But she also plays a great role. I love Jessica Henwick. I really need to see Jessica Henwick in a lot more things. Oh my god, she's such an amazing actress, and I just know she's gonna have one leading role one day, and it's gonna help her a lot. I definitely think she's one of those actresses that once she gets that one chance to like blow up, she will definitely blow up. But this movie itself, it has a great balance of humor, but then also like this subtle talking about like this rich class. It reminded me a lot of Secession. If you guys seen that show, it's on HBO Max. That show is amazing, and it definitely reminded me of that dynamic of seeing that family, just because you definitely get to spend time in that rich society, and you see the difference of class in this movie. And Jessica Henwick's character, Ruth, she plays this artist, but also teacher or gonna be teacher. And you see Glenn Powell character really enjoy her company and basically build a relationship with her. But Margaret Qualley's character, Julia, she was like this childhood crush of his, and he had to like prove a point that he has money, he is rich because Margaret Qualley's character is rich, and she what she wants is somebody who is rich to be able to solidify and like make her like lifestyle present in terms of like all the money you can have. And basically it's like him trying to decide, should he be with Julia or Ruth. And obviously he of course he most for sure doesn't want he wants to be with Ruth, but at the same time he's so in deep with the killings of his relatives that he can't go back anymore, which is insane to think about. But I don't know, like overall, like I really enjoyed this movie. The one thing I could think about where I was like, like I don't know, I think it was just the deaths, the murders. It happened so quickly and so fast. Some of the relatives, because there was like seven or eight relatives that had to be killed in order for him to kill his grandfather, basically, and the grandfather is played by Ed Harris. But I just think the murders that whenever it happened, it just wasn't really. I don't want to say satisfying. That sounds very sadistic of me to say, but it's it lacks something. I think it just lacks the believable. like it was very believable of him like to be able to execute these murders so fast and so quickly, especially for someone who's never done this before. The first murder, that seemed very reasonable and very funny too. It's like, okay, that seemed very believable. But then there were a couple of murders that happened, you're like, oh, that was very accidental. And it was like, that was very lucky. So I don't know if it just played more in that role of like that comedic sense. But anytime it had slowed down, it just became very dramatic. It took away from that, and I just couldn't believe it because honestly, if it was if it was a comedy throughout this whole movie, I would have been like, yeah, you know what, I believe it. This is funny. This is really good. But I definitely love the chemistry between Glenn Powell and Jessica Henwick. But I just think that they're both amazing actors, and they can definitely have that chemistry. Margaret Qualley though, I don't know what it like in this movie. I don't know if she just didn't have the same chemistry. Like her and Glenn Powell, I just could not believe they would be together. I don't know what it is. I just could not. Anytime they were on screen together, I could see them just being enemies with one another, but not in a essential relationship or like a good banter between one another. I just couldn't believe it. But overall, the ending too of this movie, I was surprised. I was like, oh, this is definitely like Succession in a way. And that's where I was just like, okay, this is such a good comparison between these two. And overall, I definitely enjoyed this movie. I highly recommend watching this movie and to go out and see this. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Have you guys seen this movie yet or anything? Let me know down below. But overall, guys, like I'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe somewhere down there, and I'll talk to you guys later.